Okay, so as you can see here, right way around, I've been making some 3D models that we can use for explaining anticline and syncline structures and how faulting will affect them. What we can see here, we've got our anticline, which on the axial plane down the middle, it's dipping very roughly, approximately 80 degrees that way and about 60 degrees that way. Not the most accurate, but it's different enough that you can see it. And as I was mentioning before, we've got this difference in thickness of outcrop. These two beds are actually approximately the same thickness, but when you've got a shallower dip, because we're cutting across it diagonally, that outcrop is actually wider. So that's on an asymmetrical anticline that we get a wider outcrop on the shallower dip side of the anticline. Now, we've got two boxes here which have been drawn the same. So you can see the structure follows all the way through. And where the two boxes meet, that's going to be our fault plane. Now, let's say that faults upwards like that. You can see that we've got some displacement on the beds. It tends to happen when you've got faulting occurs, then erosion will happen and flatten it all off to the same level. So this higher part will get eroded down to that lower level. And as you can see here, when it gets eroded, we're actually going to see some displacement in beds. So by the power of 3D box technology, and to erode this part off, and what we've got is what it would look like underneath that eroded surface. You can see there, that's what it did look like after this bit, the up-thrown block, being up-thrown, moved up the fault. This is the down-thrown block. Erode that away. And as you can see, we've got a difference in outcrop pattern. The up-thrown block on an anticline has a wider outcrop pattern between the two beds. The axial plane should still run in the same place. Keep slipping a little bit. But on the up-thrown block, because we've eroded further down that anticline, that key marker bed that's highlighted ends up further apart. So that's anticlines and what happens when we get fault in an anticline and what pattern you see in an outcrop. This is the sort of thing that you would see in an exam question. You'd have your fault marks on here, and you would be expected to work out what is the up-thrown and what is the down-thrown bed. So the up-thrown bed is the one with the wider outcrop. Down-thrown bed is the one with the narrower outcrop.